I am thirsty. The cry from the cross. Today we begin a new series. A series looking at the 7 sayings of Jesus on the cross. We've slightly changed the sequence of the series to allow for the dedication on the 29th of March. So today we are looking at the words, I am thirsty. This is the 5th saying of the series, and the 3 words are so full of purpose and so full of power. I am thirsty. Thank you. This slide is a very busy slide. If you were presenting in business a slide such as this, people would say it's too busy. There's too much information on that. We can't take it all in. You can't present something like that because there's so much there. So much information. But this slide shows that the crucifixion of Jesus was not an idea of the chief priests, not an idea of the Pharisees and the Sadducees, not an idea of the Jewish townfolk. It was not a mistake. It didn't happen by pure chance. It wasn't the fact that Jesus just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. In fact, it's okay. I was just pausing. Can we go back to the other one? In fact, Jesus was in the right place at the right time. This slide shows the eternal planning of God. Hundreds, if not thousands of years before this event, God was at work. The slide is busy because God was busy. This shows the busyness of God. God was busy. Even before the foundation of the world, God was planning this event. It is not a mistake. It wasn't perpetrated solely on the ideas of the chief priests or Herod or anyone else. This event is the event of God. And this slide is busy, as I've said, because God was busy formulating this. In Psalms, in Isaiah, throughout this book of the Old Testament, God was busy. And the great news is, God is still busy. He's still busy blessing us. He's still busy loving us. He's still busy bringing salvation. He's still busy bringing peace to our hearts and joy to the world. God is busy. And this is no mistake. Thank you very much. We'll go on to the next one. God was busy planning the crucifixion of Jesus. And God was busy. This is the background, this is the backdrop. God was busy because what we see on the cross is we see Jesus fully God and fully man. We see the Godhead of Jesus and we see the humanity of Jesus. And here we have information on the slide. A word from him and disease fled. Storms were stilled. Devils left. And the dead was raised. The dead was raised. God, Jesus, was God. In 1 Timothy 3 verse 16 we say that it's the mystery of God manifest in flesh. And Jesus says, he that has seen me has seen my Father, one and the same, the Son of God on the cross. But not only the Son of God on the cross, he was the Son of Man on the cross, fully man, without sin. And here we have scriptures showing how he was born, how he became tired, how he was hungry, how he slept, how he marveled, how he wept, how he prayed, how he rejoiced, how he groaned. This is the man, Jesus, that we follow. Fully God, fully man. In Hebrews 2:17, he was made like his brothers in every way. This slide shows the essence of the cross. Our subject this morning, I am thirsty. I am thirsty. The very essence of the cross. Before the foundation of the world, I am. Before you and I were born, I am. Before and when you rejoice, I am. When you walk through the valley of the shadow, I am. In the midst of your problems, I am. When you go out into the world, I am. Wherever you go, whatever you do, I am God, says Jesus, and I am with you. Be encouraged that Jesus is with us. And as Jesus is with us, we have the full power and the full deity of God. Isn't that something to rejoice about? However we feel, whatever circumstance we find ourselves in, he is here. Fully God and fully man. What a great and powerful God we have. Oh, doesn't it bring joy to your heart to know that he's with us throughout all things? And however you feel at the moment, whatever you go through at the moment, please don't forget, this is not a quirk of fate. This is not something that is a mistake or is a problem to God. It isn't. There's nothing that falls upon you that isn't planned by God. And God is obviously doing something in your lives, even this morning, that I don't know about, but he does. But he's there with you, bringing you through. Fully God. Fully man. How exciting with God. How exciting it is to have a God with such a loving and compassionate heart. The Father allowing his Son to die upon the cross, and the Son allowing himself to die for me. And to die for you. And to die for the people who live out there, who have not yet heard, but will do when the church is mobilized and people see our lives and they're attracted to the very light that shines within our hearts, the light of Christ. We have a great God. How exciting. Thank you, Paul. And here we have John 7:38. Whoever believes in me, streams of living water will flow from within him. Whoever believes in me, streams of living water will flow from within him. Could we have the next slide? For we have an invitation. We have an invitation. I'll say it again so that we understand. We have an invitation. We have an invitation. It says here in Isaiah 55 verse 1, come, all you who are thirsty, come to the water. We have an invitation. Pray to God that we'd wake up and know that the invitation is for us and our lives. We have that invitation. And further down in the same chapter, in verse 6, it says, seek the Lord while he may be found. Now is the acceptable time to seek God. Now. Not tomorrow, not when the next minister comes, but now is the time to accept God. Now is the time to move. You know, in the humanity of Christ, we see how thirsty he was on that cross. And it's part of our human nature to be thirsty. We all thirst. We all thirst. But what do we thirst after? Some people thirst after wealth. Some people thirst after power. Some people thirst after fame. Some people thirst after pleasure. In John 4 verse 13 it says this, everyone who drinks this water of wealth and power and fame and pleasure, everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again. But whoever drinks the water I give him will never ever thirst again. You will be satisfied. Indeed, the water I give him will become in him a spring of water welling up into eternal life. The invitation is ours now. What do we want in life? Do we want to take and to thirst after things that will never ever truly satisfy us? If I won the lottery, I'd be fine. I'm just wondering if that would be the case, and if that is true. Because sure enough, you'll thirst again. But the water I shall give him will be a spring, an eternal spring of living water, just bubbling up into your life. Feel it. Feel it, it's here. Thank you, Paul. See, we have a challenge. We have a challenge. We can come to church each Sunday, and maybe we can even put on our Sunday best. I've had my best go this morning. I've tried very hard. I haven't got a tie, but you can't know everything. You can come to church each Sunday, and we can listen to people speaking at the front. But we need to challenge ourselves. We need to have that challenge placed before us. Those who drink the water I give him will never be thirsty again. It becomes a fresh it becomes a fresh, bubbling spring within them, giving them eternal life. How exciting it is. I can't be the only one getting really excited about this, because this is really exciting news. I started the year preaching about the good news of Jesus, and we continue by preaching the good news of Jesus. What about these disciples walking along that road? When Jesus suddenly showed himself to them. Jesus showed himself to them. Read it in Luke 24:32. Were not our hearts burning within us when he talked to us on the were not our hearts burning within us when he talked to us on that road and opened the scriptures to us? Were not our hearts burning within us? The challenge is, do you know this eternal spring within your life? Do you know that when Jesus speaks to you and you open the scriptures, do you know that burning within your heart, knowing that he's alive? Do you know it? Do you know it? Because it's great. It's exciting. And the walk with Jesus, it's sometimes pretty tough, but it's exciting. Do you know? Do you know? Challenge yourself. I know I'm going on about asking you the question. I'm not asking you a question I've never asked myself, honestly. Do I know this burning within me? Do I know this eternal welling up of God's Spirit? Do I know it? Yes. Yes. Do I want to pass it on to people? Yes. The crucifixion is not a mistake. Jesus being in the wrong place, wrong time doesn't wash, because Jesus is alive. And whoever believes in him will have this eternal springing. Do I know this fresh and bubbling stream springing up within me, bringing eternal life? And does my heart burn within me when he talks to me? Yes. Do we as a church know this fresh bubbling stream springing up within us, bringing eternal life? And do our hearts burn within us when he opens the scriptures? And we as individuals, do we know the challenge? Do we know this fresh bubbling stream springing up within us, bringing eternal life? And does our heart burn within us when we open the scriptures and when Jesus speaks to us? If the answer is yes, that's great news. If the answer is, well, I'm not so sure about it, it's all right, you get excited on a Sunday morning, but do you get excited about Jesus on a Monday morning? Yes. Yes. Will you work for him and do what he wants? Yes. Oh, I'm not so sure. Or is your heart saying, no, it's all right, but I'll go for the lottery ring. I'll go for the pursuit of other things. I'll tell you now that you will be thirsty again. But when you give your life to the Lord, you'll set free. And you'll begin to know what I'm talking about. For now, Now is the acceptable time of the Lord. Seek the Lord while